All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. We already rejoicing and we're glad in it. Let me see here. Let me find my Ramon Preston show. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If you're coming on, I want you to hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly, Dolly, everybody, and let them know your boy, Ramon Preston and the Ramon Preston Show. We are live in his house on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday, right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And do I have an amazing show today. Listen, y'all, we have been hosting the Ramon Preston Show since the end of January. So we're approaching 11 months since we started this show. And for the last 11 months, almost 11 months, I have been showing up on this show, sharing information with you to help you start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. That's what this entire show has been, and I guess will continue to be about. And that is to help you. So whatever the dreams and the desires are, whatever the entrepreneurial ambitions and aspirations are, whatever your financial goals are, this show is designed to help you start it, structure it, and scale it. So if you're coming on and you're watching, viewing, listening to me live, I want you to hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know your boy is live. Today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 business checkpoints. It's going to be a lot of good information, and I'm not going to waste a lot of your time today like I typically do every day when I'm having my little rants and when I'm going through what I'm going through. So listen, while you're hitting the like button and the share button, please do me a favor. Make sure that you drop the name of the city if you live in a city, the name of the state if you're in a state outside of the city, or the country. Wherever you are, drop a name to let us know who you're representing. So let us know what city you're repping. If it's a different state you're repping, let us know what state you're repping. If you're in a different country, we just want to know who's watching, who's engaging, who's getting the game from your boy. All right, I want to say congratulations to all of you who are already a part of our Millionaire Blueprint. My goal is to make you blueprint millionaires. That's what my goal is. All of you that are part of our one-year business coaching program, congratulations to you because you made the cut. We launched our one-year business coaching program back in April. We just recently closed the registration for it, so we're no longer accepting new clients in our one-year business coaching program. But just in case you missed it, don't worry. You still have an opportunity to be a part of our Millionaire Blueprint, which is our online business and financial wealth building system and program. And we're going to be introducing within the next couple weeks, coming into 2022, our all new Millionaire Mentorship Program. And so this Millionaire Mentorship Program is basically going to be coaching on steroids, because I'm going to be taking top performers. I'm going to be taking six-figure earners. I'm going to be taking some real high-performing, top-performing individuals, and I'm going to show them how to build their business out to become millionaires. That's what my next assignment is. While I continue to work with all of our coaching clients, while I continue to build my consulting firm, while I continue to expand our real estate investment firm that we just recently launched. So we got a whole lot of things going on, not to include our licensing program and our certification program. So if you're interested in being a part of what we're doing here at Ramon Preston Enterprises, we got a place for you that you can do business with us. You can get in and we can help you start, structure, and scale your business. So welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host, Ramon Preston. Every Monday through Friday, I show up here on this show to give you information that I know will help you start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. We have so many success stories. We have so many testimonies. We have so many people who are in our programs and some who just regularly watch the Ramon Preston Show who have seen tremendous success in their personal, in their professional, and in their financial lives. And so today, I want to talk to you about my top 10 business checkpoints. Now, of course, because this is the end of a calendar year, it's good to use a moment before the year ends as a checkpoint, which means that you're going to take a moment and you're going to just look at the overall progression of your personal life, your professional life, your financial life. You want to do the math and look at where you are. You want to qualify some things. You might want to delete some people, places, and things. There's a whole lot of things that you do, right? And so I wanted to gather my top 10 business checkpoints. So let's just assume you have certain personal goals that you want to reach. Let's just assume you have certain professional goals that you want to reach, whether it's a career or business. Maybe it's a career and a side hustle. Let's assume you have certain financial goals that you want to achieve. And let's assume that for some reason, you may have not been able to achieve them all for 2021. So you're looking to reset your life and your mind and prepare yourself for 2022. It happens every year. There are hundreds of millions of people, probably billions of people around the world right now who are already resetting their mind to not only write off this year, but they're ready to jump in next year. So this can be used at the beginning of the year, in the middle of the year, at the end of the year, at any point. It could be used every month if you have to reset your life every month. But I just thought that it would be good for me to drop this anchor into the waters of our show, of our community, to give you what my top 10 business checkpoints are. So if you're taking notes, I want you to write them down. Please forgive me for not having my whiteboard. If you were watching the show last week while I was scribbling and scrambling, my whiteboard broke and I'm in the process of contemplating, should I order a Google Jamboard or not? So I'm getting my wife and my staff to all talk me into getting it. And so I'm going to be calling Google specialists today to see, can y'all talk me into getting a Google Jamboard? Because I've been wanting one for a while, and I have a few people that I know have them, and I've only heard rave reviews about it. And so while I'm continuing to build my studio out, I'm thinking about adding a Google Jamboard to it. So nevertheless, I'm going to have to just give you my top 10 business checkpoints without me writing them down. And I'll talk a little bit about each one as we go through it. So my top 10 business checkpoints, okay? Number one, set big goals. That's my first business checkpoint. You need to set big goals. Now, if you followed me long enough, if you have been coached, consulted, or trained by me on any level, you know my definition of a goal is a dream with a plan. So when I say set big goals, I'm talking about look at your big dreams, even though you're going to qualify those dreams and quantify those dreams so that you can put together solid plans, but nevertheless, you have to be able to set big goals. What do you mean by setting big goals? Let me give you an example. Yesterday, I sat down with a few of my team members before we left the office, and it was actually before I hosted my weekly coaching call with my coaching clients. And I walked them through the mathematical process, the mathematical calculation, the mathematical formula for them to make a minimum of $100,000 in 2022, a minimum, not to include their salaries, not to include their base pays. This is just by them taking the products and the services that we have in our company and selling them as if they were full-time salespeople working for a commission. And so we went through the math. Then we went through the math we actually did $1 million math first. So I showed them the mathematical equation for them making $1 million for themselves in a year. Then we went back and gave a worst case scenario of $100,000. So I simultaneously explained to them that the math you see on you becoming a millionaire next year, making $1 million in 1 year, and your worst case scenario is you become a six-figure earner making $100,000. That is going to be dependent upon you doing what? My first business checkpoint, setting big goals. So you have to go into your next season, into your next year, into your next assignment, into your next job, into the next vehicle or whatever it is that you're pursuing. No matter what the time is that you pursue it, whether it's the first of the year, the middle of the year, any time in between or the end of the year, you got to make sure that you're going into it having set big goals and knowing what that number looks like. So that means you got to be able to qualify that goal with the right information: $1 million, $100,000, 20 clients, 15 speaking engagements, whatever the information is. And then you quantify it with math, meaning that how much money can I generate from my speaking engagements? How much money can I generate from selling products and services? How much money can I generate if I take my job and I start a side hustle? So you want to set big goals. And trust me, you can't set big enough goals. You cannot set big enough goals. Your goals cannot be so big that it just blows you into smithereens. It's not going to happen. So my first business checkpoint is to set big goals. Your goals, listen to this, should be big enough to stretch you, but detailed enough for you to work on daily. Your goals should be big enough to stretch you, but they should be detailed enough, not small enough, but detailed enough that you can work daily. And so you take your big goals, you qualify them, you quantify them with information and math, and then you break them down into details, like granular, microscopic details. So if I'm going to make $100,000 in a year, or $1 million in a year, or $10 million in a year, or $1 billion in a year, and I associate it with math, and I see the numbers, and I associate that with products and services, and I see the numbers. Now, what do I need to do today to get me closer and closer to the ultimate expectation to fulfill that goal? Business checkpoint number 2, it is for you to save, start, and structure. If you're taking notes, write that down. Save, start, and structure. I'll explain that. What do you mean by save? Save, I mean save or store your income. So you should be doing your best at this point to save and store the income that you're generating, whether it's from your job as earned income, a side hustle as active income, or even an investment as passive income. You should save as much of your income as you possibly can. All right. Now you might be saying, how am I gonna save money? I ain't making enough money. Well, you got to increase your income. You got to do the math on that. We'll talk about how you can do that, but you got to increase your income, and you got to look at the income you got coming in and look at all your expenses. So you got to become a financial manager. You got to be able to look at your income and track it to see how much income I have coming in, how much of an expense do I have going out, and where is all my money going? Where are my expenditures? I've got to get down to the nitty gritty of my income and expenses, because I'm going to have to live beneath my income means until I'm in a position to make a bigger move with my income. Why is this important? Because your income is by far your number one wealth building tool. So you want to invest in crypto, you want to invest in real estate, you want to invest in other businesses, you want to become the next best investment guru since sliced bread. Well, it's going to take somebody's income. Even if it's not your income, it's going to take somebody's income. And in the event, whoever produces the income for your next investment, in the event that they require to see what you are able to do with your income, this is called credit checks. This is called net worth valuations. This is called checking your profit and loss statement to see if you are even worthy of using somebody else's income. Because how you gonna use other people's income and you don't even know how to properly use yours? So the save in checkpoint number 2 is for you to save or store your income. You got to work on that. So what I mean by starting and structuring, well, while you're working on building the muscle to save your income, I'm going to recommend, and I recommend it to our clients, for you to start a business, a legitimate business. That means you want to start and structure your holding company by filing and forming your business entity. So if you have an LLC already, maybe your LLC was not structured as a holding company. So that means you're either going to have to start a holding company and make this LLC that you have a subsidiary of your new holding company, or you're gonna just scrap that current LLC, especially if it ain't making no money in doing that, and start a holding company. This is like my principle of doing it right the first time. I really recommend that. And now you might be saying, why should I start a holding company even if I'm working on a job? Because your holding company is going to be used as leverage. You need to learn this if you really want to be financially free, build wealth, and ultimately be a millionaire, be a billionaire, and just live a life of freedom and independence economically. Checkpoint number 3. Number 3, not number 2. Checkpoint number 3. Checkpoint number 3 is branding, marketing, and messaging. BMM, branding, marketing, and messaging. Okay, so number 1, you set big goals. Number 2, you save your income, start and structure your holding company. Number 3, brand, market, and message. This is what you should be focusing on. This should be your priority, and most likely it should be in this same order that I'm giving it to you. Think about if you just sat down after this show, you set big goals. You qualified them, you quantified them, you did the math on them, right? Then you started a plan to save money because you looked at all your income and expenses moving forward, and you decided, okay, I'm gonna start saving my money, I'm gonna live beneath my means, and then I'm going to start and structure a holding company. If you already have a holding company, there may be some other operating company you're gonna start, all right? Then you get to number 3. This is where it starts getting real serious for you before you even enter the marketplace, because you have to think about your brand. This is a mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs make. I had a whole conversation about this with my coaching clients last night in our coaching call, and I be telling I know that's so ghetto, I be telling my coaching clients all the time, you have to focus on building a brand. You cannot just be focused on marketing a product or service without focusing on building a brand. And building a brand means your business has to be built a certain way. It has to be built into your business, the marketing and the branding. And then when you build the business and build branding into the business, you've got to know how to position yourself in the market so that it can at some point be branded into the minds of people. This is a very, very important component that a lot of business owners, a lot of people miss. And you're gonna have to understand this, okay? So branding and marketing. So your marketing should be an extension of your branding. So if I put my marketing in front of branding and I really don't have a foundation for branding, my marketing may not work. It may not convert. It may not resonate. It may not get the attention. Or if it gets the attention, but it doesn't keep the attention of the end consumer because they don't know me enough, or I have not branded myself. So when somebody hears about me, or I get their attention and they start Googling and fact checking me and trying to figure out who I am, and my brand has not been established, then that can affect me. Even if I'm not a name brand or a known brand, I need to take that into consideration. So your branding, your marketing, and then your messaging. Because think about it, my message as a business coach, my message as a business consultant, my message as a trainer, my message as a prophet, as a speaker, as a real estate consultant. Like, there are a few things that you see me do and you hear my message about, and guess what? It's connected to my marketing. It's connected to my brand that I am building. So I want my brand to be the foundation of my marketing. I want my marketing to be the foundation for my messaging, so that when you hear my message, when you hear my stories, when you see me on social media or hear about me, my message is consistent with what my marketing is about, and my marketing is consistent with what my branding is built on. That's checkpoint number 3. All right, business checkpoint number 4. Here it is, 2 words: sell something. Sell something, dog. Sell something, boo. You got to sell something. Number 4 is sell something. And literally, if you went through this same order, number 1, if you set big goals and set them right, it's going to push you to number 2, to start living beneath your means, because you saving every dollar, because your income is your number 1 wealth building tool. You started and structuring a holding company. And then number 3, you're working on building a brand. You're working on your marketing. You're working on your messaging. And now you're going out into the market. And the next thing you're going to do is my business checkpoint number 4, and that is sell something. Selling something means you're going to take a product, or you're going to take a service. You're going to take a product or service like the Millionaire Blueprint, right? And you're going to sell it. You're going to ask people to purchase it, or you're going to provide value to people through your messaging and your marketing, so that when you get their attention and you bring them into the ecosystem of your business, they see a product that they actually want to buy. That's how you sell something. Selling is about you making exchanges and making transactions that lead you to a close. You got to lead people to a close. Now, let me say this, because if you don't know enough about sales, if you've never been trained on sales, if you're not familiar with how to sell and how to actually communicate with people in order to get a sale, we have a course in our Millionaire Blueprint. And this course will help you not only understand the sales process, but develop a sales process. And we provide a template for you to create a script to use when you are doing what you need to do to sell your products. And so right here, if you look, you might not be able to see it that clear, but right here is a course called the 5-Step Sales Process. Actually, tonight at 7:30 p.m., I'm going to be back on here, Facebook and YouTube, live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So wherever you are in the world, 7:30 tonight Eastern Standard Time, I'll be back on here. I'm going to be hosting a live Q&A. And this is going to be a live Q&A that I'm going to be doing on our Millionaire Blueprint. So I'm going to be talking about a lot of the benefits in our Millionaire Blueprint. I'm going to be talking about what you need to do in order to start, structure, and scale any business, any income stream, any wealth building dream, any investment opportunity that you see. I'm going to be taking live questions, so you'll be able to ask questions during the live. I already have a set of questions that we're going to be answering based on some of the people who are already a part of our blueprint that have asked questions and that need answers for certain things. So it's going to be an amazing, live, and the Q&A is going to be open to not just questions about this, but you might have other questions about holding companies. You might have questions about sales or marketing or branding or whatever it is that you need to know. But just for this checkpoint that I'm talking about, number 4 on selling something, I want you to see that we actually have an entire course on the 5-step sales process. We have a workbook that's included in this course, and we walk you through each of the 5 steps. I'm telling you, it's going to be a game changer for you if you just learn that. If you just learn that, if all you learn is how to use a sales process and how to create a script to communicate with people that you are wanting to buy your products and services, it's going to change your life. So checkpoint number 4 is sell something. When it comes to you selling something, listen to this. Don't depend on outside funding sources. I think it's a big mistake for someone to start a business and the first thing they run to is, man, I need to get a loan. Man, I need somebody to give me venture capital. Man, I need to get a credit line. Man, I need to go to the bank to see if I could get a credit card. All those things are good and they have their place because we all can use those things as leverage. Trust me, there was a time that all I did was use credit cards to fund my business. But it did not fix my sales problem. It really didn't, because I didn't really know how to sell on a level that really generated enough revenue to sustain my business. So you need to learn how to sell. You need to not depend on outside funding sources, and you really want to work on getting your first win with your products and services. So whatever the products and services are that you have, it's just like this. If this is one of my promotional products, okay, so we have a whole online store called RamonPrestonBrands.com. And on this store, we have apparel, we have hoodies, we have hats, we have other items, and this is one of the items we have. So let's just say if all I did was sell these products on RamonPrestonBrands.com, if all my business was focused on was online sales, or maybe I had an in-person sales store as well. Let's just say if this was it. What I need to do is not try to go get a credit card for my business or try to go get a loan or try to get somebody to give me some seed capital or be an angel investor. The first thing I need to do is to talk to you about buying my mug, buying this thermo, this stainless steel. I need to talk to you about buying this. And then when you buy one, guess what? I need to rinse and repeat that process. I need to duplicate that process over and over again, because my sales are going to give me my wins. And if I am managing my money correctly, then I can take the money I'm making in my sales and reinvest it in my business, which means it will give me more leverage to go to the bank and say, hey, I'm making sales. And if you give me a credit card, or if you give me a loan, or if you invest in my business as a silent partner or an investor or whatever, guess what? I'm going to be able to make more of these sales, and I'll be able to pay you back, and we're going to all win. That's what you have to focus on doing. And if you're marketing right, because your marketing and your messaging is connected to your branding, which was number 3, you're going to be able to make sales. You're going to be able to make sales. Some people that I talk to about my whole organizational enterprise and how my business is set up, some people are surprised at how I make money on certain fronts of my business, like how I have certain fronts in my business that make money, and I don't even have like a big following on social media. I don't have like hundreds of thousands of followers, and I don't have all of that. But guess what? I'm marketing and I'm selling, and I'm continuing to build my brand and generate revenue so that I can use that as leverage. But it all begins and ends, it should be, with sales. Business checkpoint number 5. Do the math. Do the math. This is my 5th checkpoint. Do the math. By the way, if you have any questions, drop the questions in the comments. My team is lurking. They looking in the comments. So if you have a question, drop the question in the comments, or you could just call in while we're live. The number is 404-478-7213. 404-478-7213. You got it? Let me say it again. 404-478-7213. So you can call that number while we're live. I'll answer your phone call on the live. Okay, I'll answer your question on the live. Or you could just drop the question in the comments. You can even text it to that number. Text your question to 404-478-7213. Business checkpoint number 5, do the math. Do the math. There was an old saying, and I know some people still say it, but it's like an old adage. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And the meaning behind that is different than what my meaning is. So we used to say, man, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So that means if what I'm doing ain't making no money, it ain't making sense for me to even do it. That's the old adage, right? That's the old saying, or the meaning to the old saying. For me, when I hear if it don't make dollars, I'm looking at numbers. If it doesn't make numbers, if I can't quantify something with numbers, if I can't understand what I'm doing mathematically, it's really not going to resonate with me. I always tell this to my students and to my clients that when you're studying on platforms like our Millionaire Blueprint, or when you're given assignments by your coach, like I give assignments, you got to take that information and convert that information into math. You've got to quantify the information because you got to be able to do the math. You got to be able to do the math. So if I'm going to sell this product, all right, and I'm going to price the product, and I'm going to put the product in the market. Okay, I understand what the product is. I can explain it. There's a lot of information for it, but I got to quantify it. I got to see the math behind it. How much does it cost for me to buy it? How much does it cost for me to sell it? How much does it cost for me to acquire a client to buy it so I can sell it? And what am I coming out with? What is my margin on it? What is my net profit? I need to do the math on this. Otherwise, I need to scrap it. Because if it ain't making dollars, guess what? It ain't making sense. So do the math. Do the math, listen to this, on everything. Do the math on your business. Do the math on your finances. Do the math on your products. Do the math on your services. Do the math, including your goals. You should do the math on your goals as well. All right? Business checkpoint number 6. This is going to be a big one. I've struggled with this one for the last month or so because I had a surgical procedure at the end of October, and it really set me back. It threw my schedule off. It messed me up. Y'all know, if you've been following me religiously, I was out of the office for about, 2-3 weeks maybe. But I'm back now, but I'm still trying to get back in the groove of things because it threw my schedule off, especially being on medication and having this post-op recovery. It was like, man, I need to get back on my game, bruh. And my wife and my team, they like, you good, we got you. The surgeon, the doctor, they was all like, bruh, just chill, man. You can't go back in the office yet, wait. But guess what? It messed up my checkpoint number 6. And so the last couple of days, I have been working very, very, very diligently to do what checkpoint number 6 is, and that is to beat the sun up. Beat the sun up. Beat the sun up. See, I've heard this from different people in different ways. And I have to be honest with you, it wasn't until 2019, it was 2018 when I realized that I needed to learn to beat the sun up. And it wasn't until the beginning of 2019 that I said, okay, I'm going to work it. And here's the crazy thing. When I decided that I was going to do it, it was the end of 2018. This was about 3 years ago, right? And so I said, all right, I'm going to start beating the sun up every day when I come into 2019. Here's the crazy thing. We ended up going to church like we do every year at the end of the year. You know, you go to church New Year's Eve. We ended up hanging out real late. I mean, it was like a late night. I don't think we got to bed till maybe like 3 or 4 that morning. And I had my alarm clock set for 5 a.m. And this is supposed to be the first day that I beat the sun up. But guess what? I got up. I was dog tired by that next night, but I did get up. And I remained faithful and consistent to that until I had that accident where I suffered a 3rd grade concussion. That was in June of 2019. And for about a week after the concussion, I still got up, and then it started taking a toll on me, and I was going to like neurologists, I was going to therapists, I was going to chiropractors, I was going to, I don't even know the names of some of these doctors. And finally, after about a week, they was like, why are you so inflamed, and why is this showing up? And I was like, they was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm still getting up in the morning. They was like, you can't, you just can't get up at 5 in the morning. You need to be on this medication, and you need to go through this recovery. This is serious stuff. Your brain has been shaken up to the 3rd degree. You passed out twice. I was literally rendered unconscious twice. But guess what? Once I got through my recovery, I started back at it, and as I said, for the last couple weeks, I fell off because of another medical issue, but guess what? I'm getting back on point, and I'm ready to just hit 2022 running. But beating the sun up psychologically helps you. And if you need more information on what you need to do to really build that muscle and flip that psychological, that mental, emotional, and spiritual switch, feel free to reach out to me and just let me know, or call that number I gave you and let my assistant know. I heard Prophet Ramon talking about beating the sun up, talking about some information that he has on it. I want to know more about it. I want to get more on it. I'll be more than happy to share that information with you, okay? So beating the sun up means, listen to this, that you are consistent in setting daily schedules and filling up all white spaces on your calendar. But the first thing you gotta do is, okay, I gotta beat the sun up. Think about it. When I beat the sun up, I'm actually getting my first win of the day. I'm telling you, it's no greater feeling. And you're talking to somebody who was a night owl. For years, I would stay up till 6, 7 in the morning and feel like I just crushed it all night. But once I switched that and I started beating the sun up, it changed my whole life. And I'm telling you, what I have accomplished just in the last 3.5 years is directly associated to this one checkpoint here. Learning to beat the sun up and be consistent to set a daily schedule and filling up all white spaces on my calendar. So that means when you go to your calendar on your phone, if you went to your calendar on your phone right now, if you looked at the spaces on your phone, if it's all white spaces, that means you have not done your due diligence to fill the spaces up. And what that means is you're probably wondering throughout the day, you're not getting a whole lot done, or you keep goofing off and wasting time. So the way you centralize it and bring that in is you beat the sun up, and then you set a schedule for the whole day and you fill up the white space. Now you can add spots in that day for you to goof off, for you to play on social media, for you to watch videos and laugh or kiki or play or have fun. But you need to use that as a template for your life. This is about building a lifestyle for success. Checkpoint number 7, be committed and consistent. And that ain't just with your schedule. Being committed and consistent is sticking to the plan and the process. Sticking to the plan and the process. And some of you entrepreneurs know what I'm talking about. Because you start a business, you start videos on social media, you start saying you finna do this and you finna do that, and then like in 2 months, we can't find your behind. Like, where's you at? You did 3 videos last month and we ain't seen you since. Or you finna host a show. Like everything that I do, I work my butt off to be consistent and committed to doing it. Like for example, when I was thinking about starting the Ramon Preston show, this show, last year, I was thinking about it. I was talking to my team, and I talked to a few other people outside of my team. And then I had this one person, I'm not gonna name their name, they're not around me, but this just one random person that I talked to, and we were discussing me starting a show. And they was like, well, yeah, you could do your show maybe once a week. And I was like, once a week? That's just how my mind thinks. I'm like, once a week? I was like, I'm thinking about how I can do a show 7 days a week. And then when I told my team, they was like, now, we don't know about 7 days a week. We agree with you that you don't need to do it 1 day a week. Because they knew I wasn't going to be happy. But when I made the decision that I was going to do a show Monday through Friday, it doesn't mean I haven't missed some days. I mean, just recently I missed a couple weeks, right? I was playing some reruns, but I couldn't be here. I was recovering from surgery. But when I made the commitment that I was going to host this show, and I announced it, even before we got everything together, I announced it. I put it out there. We starting the show starting Monday. It's going to be Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock noon. Guess what? I committed to it, and it's been almost a year, every Monday through Friday. And you would think I don't have anything else to do but to show up here on the show every Monday through Friday at some of the most important times of the day, like 12 o'clock noon. Okay, this is like the middle of the day when we're in the middle of a business. We're in the middle of my headquarters. Like, we have a lot going on. But guess what? That's my commitment, and that's my way of being consistent to help you, to educate you, to train you, and to introduce you to who I am. Because even if you just met me recently, within the last month or a couple months, or just since I've launched this show, guess what? What you can see is, wow, he is consistent. And guess what? I have almost, if not more, than 1,000 videos on my YouTube page. And most of those videos are me training, teaching, educating, empowering, giving you things that a lot of people might not even give you. And if they give it to you, they might charge you an arm and a leg to get it. And I'm giving it away. So you see, outside of the 100 and something, maybe 200 shows that I've hosted this year, Monday through Friday for the last 11 months, I have hundreds of other videos. Well, somebody had to record those videos. Somebody have to edit those videos. Somebody have to upload them. Somebody has to say what's being said. Somebody has to make sure what they saying they living. I got to do all that, right? I got a team too, but still, I have to be involved. Commitment, consistent. That's what you got to be. That's business checkpoint number 7. Be committed and consistent. In other words, stick to the plan and the process. Business checkpoint number 8 is one word. Whew, man, I wish I had my whiteboard. I'm calling Google today, y'all. I'm getting ready to call Google today. I need my whiteboard. Me and my wife was talking this morning. My wife was like, honey, would you just please go buy it? I love you, honey. If my wife is watching, I love you, sweetie. My wife told me, honey, listen, I want to do something special for you. I was like, what you want to do, girl? She was like, whatever you want to get for your studio, it's on me. I was like, hey, come on through here, girl. And then she said, including the Google board. She said, if you want to get the Google board, I'll throw the Google board in. I was like, now see there, that's my Bonnie to my Clyde, right? She was like, it's on me, dog. It's on me, dog. You deserve it. You deserve a studio the way you want it. You deserve a Google board. If you want 86-inch flat screens wrapped around your whole studio, get whatever you want. I was like, bada bing, bada boom. Number 8, one word, pivot. Pivot. P-I-V-O-T. Write that down. Number 8, pivot. What do you mean pivot? Here's what I mean. Be willing and ready to move to what's next and to what's working. So when I say pivot, that means you got to be willing and ready to move into what's next and to what's working. And I hate to be like the Grinch right now or Scrooge during this holiday season, this Christmas season, but guess what? Some of you hustlers and entrepreneurs and business owners and ministry leaders and influencers, you're afraid to pivot. You're stuck, married to an idea about a product and a service because you've dumped a lot of money in it, you've invested a lot of time, but it ain't working. It ain't making you no money. You got to pivot. Either you got to get better at it, either you got to perfect it a little more. Either way, you're still pivoting. You got to get out of that. So even if it's this, if this is not selling, I got to pivot out of this. Maybe it's because it's the straw. Maybe it's because it's the RP. So maybe I need to figure out how can I sell this and remove the RP and customize it for other people. I don't know if that's possible, but at least I'm going to figure out how can I pivot. And if I can't do any of that, I got to figure out, okay, how can I show people different colors? I can sell different colors. I have them available. So maybe I need to move the black and I need to bring my pink one in here. I need to bring my teal in here. I need to bring my purple in here. I need to bring my orange in here, my red in here. And if that doesn't work, guess what? Maybe I need to pivot out of selling this product. And I need to find a product that's going to be used as a vehicle to help me fulfill my dreams. You cannot be so committed to a product, to a service, to an idea that you compromise fulfilling your dreams. Somebody, my personal assistant was telling me about somebody who she wanted me to talk with. I don't even know if it's a client that we have, but she knows I try to help people. So she was telling me about somebody, I don't even remember who it was. But when she told me what they were doing and that they were not making money in it, I forgot who it was that she was telling me. I can't remember it. But what I do remember is I was telling her that whenever I do get a chance to sit down with them and talk to them, maybe it's the business itself. Maybe you need to pivot out of that business. Maybe that's not the business that's going to make you money. Maybe that can be a hobby, but you got to find a business that's going to make you money. Some of you are coaches and consultants and trainers. Well, guess what? If you're not making money as a coach, a consultant, and trainer, you need to call me and reach out to me. I have a licensing program where you can purchase a license from me, and we have a white label license as well. That means you can basically take my product, not this, I'm referring to my coaching and consulting and training products, my online training, my lessons, my material, my curriculum. You can take it. So let's say if this was my Millionaire Blueprint, or if this was my real estate course, or my workshops, or my masterminds, or whatever program that I have, as a white label licensee, you can take it, put your name and your paperwork, your image on the paperwork, and you sell it like you want to sell it, or you can leave it like it is. But guess what? If that's what's going to make you some money, then you need to pivot and stop trying to reinvent the wheel and you still stuck. So you stuck and you should be trying to reinvent the wheel. That's one of the reasons why I went through all of the paperwork and all of the trademarks and IPs and copyrights. I've gone through a lot. I've got lawyers working like every day on making sure that this licensee program is so legit, so that when someone on the other side of the world is selling Millionaire Blueprints and they're selling coaching services and consulting services, and they're providing the best training material through workshops and webinars and seminars and boot camps and masterminds that we have provided for them, that it will be legitimate and that it will be successful for them. So that might be you, but guess what? You got to pivot. So pivoting means you got to be willing and ready to what? To move to what's next, or to move to what's working, or both. Because if what's next is what's going to work, you need to pivot. Don't stay stuck. Don't go into 2022 doing the same thing. I just told this to my clients yesterday in our coaching call. I was like, do y'all see how many times I pivot? I'm not leaving industries necessarily, because this is the industry that works for me. But I'm changing vehicles or verticals in this industry. I'm not staying stuck in this one thing. I'm moving to what's next. I'm moving to what's working. I'm evolving. I'm progressing. And I'm taking a lot of people with me. That's why I'm getting ready to launch this Millionaire Mentorship Program, because I have reached that milestone and I want to bring a lot of other people with me to reach that milestone. And I know how hard it was to get to where I am. And I want to help people in that process. And I know in order to help people in that process, I need to contextualize and package a program that is exclusive to that type of person who's willing to do what I did to get to where I am. That's what we're doing. Checkpoint number 9. Business checkpoint number 9 is for you to reach up. Reach up. Reach up. See, a lot of times people want to get in position to reach out. They want to find clients and customers, right? They want to reach down. They want to find people to believe in them and to support them, but they don't want to reach up. In church, this is how we say it. We say, you can't have people under you if you don't have somebody over you. So in church and in ministry, we believe in having a spiritual covering. We believe in paying tithes. We believe in reaching up. We believe that our blessings come from serving leadership, honoring leadership, being a blessing to them financially. That's what we do. I know a lot of people don't believe in that, but so what? That's you. I know what it's done for me. I come from the streets. I come from the hood. And guess what? Even in the streets and in the hood, you're going to respect the OGs. You're going to respect the veterans. You're going to make sure you talk right and act right and move right when you're around those who paid their dues to be in the position they in. And so in the church, I automatically knew, oh, what we supposed to do? You're supposed to pay your tithes. Oh, okay, no problem. You're supposed to serve, not just the people in the community or the downtrodden, but you need to serve leaders. You need to honor them. You need to respect them. And immediately it resonated with me. I was like, oh, you just respecting the game. I always felt like that. Like, oh, okay, I don't have no problem respecting leaders and honoring them. This is the OG. I understood it because I came from a world where some of those concepts were like understandable. But this is reaching up, reaching up. So listen to this. If you're stuck with something or uncertain about anything, you need to reach up to people who can help you. Like, for example, I and my business, we joined a coaching program, right? And one of the reasons why I joined this particular coaching program that is being led by a billionaire who is a guru, a mogul. I mean, the dude is a billionaire. So it's like, come on. Like, and he's got a similar personality like me. He's very extra and rough around the edges. And so I was like, yeah, I need to gravitate to somebody like that. And all of the people that are around him, at least most of the people that show up are like high performers. They extra, they got the biggest personalities. They alpha males and alpha females. They're high performers. And I'm like, I want to be around those people. But guess what? In order for me to get close to that person and to the people that are in that group, I had to reach up. And I had to accept that where I am is not where I want to be. And I don't know how to get to 10 million. I don't know how to get to 100 million. I don't know how to get to 1 billion. But if this person is a billionaire, he can help me go from where I am to 10 million, 100 million, and to 1 billion. And here's the crazy part. One of the first 2-day events, like personal exclusive sessions that we have, one of the first events that I went to, that's what they were talking about. They were like, let us show you how to go from where you at to 10 million, to 100 million, to 1 billion. Now you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to give up a whole lot. It's not guaranteed that it's going to happen, but we're going to show you the formula. Now, is that believable? Of course, you are a billionaire. So right now you got money saved up. I'm just using this as my prop today, right? You got money saved up. You got a few investments. You got all this stuff stashed, but you're limited in your capacity as an individual. Well, you need to take those resources and pour them into you so that you can become a better version, and do that by reaching up. Like when you hear people say things like, and I hear it a lot in real estate. My wife and I have been in the real estate space long enough that we've seen it all and we've heard it all, right? So a lot of times in real estate, you almost always hear people say, you need a mentor. You need somebody to coach you. You need a sponsor. You need somebody that's already experienced before you do it. Well, in business, period, in your finances, in your personal life, you should do the same thing. And I'm telling you, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a business owner, if you're a leader in any capacity, and especially if in that capacity you want to be financially successful, there is no reason why you should not at some point experience having a real business and financial coach. I mean, it's just ridiculous for you to not do that in this day and time. You have money that you can put into getting that, and the return is like infinite, because what you're going to get and learn and experience is going to be so much more than what you put out. So number 9 is reach up. And number 10, my 10th business checkpoint is rinse, repeat, and reinvest. What do you mean rinse? Rinse. Everything I just walked you through, all 10 of them, rinse, repeat, and then start reinvesting. That's what you got to do. Me and my wife do it all the time. We do it all the time. And I know when I say some of these things, people are like, man, you capping. We don't believe you. But what you don't understand is there are some people who learn things and do exactly what they learn. I'm one of those people. I do exactly what I learn. It's just like paying tithes and going to church. I hate missing church. I hate missing church. I want to be in church. I want to be around God's people. I want to be in environments with winners. In business, I want to go to every event. I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to read. I want to study. Guess what? Because I know if I continue to rinse, repeat, and reinvest in all the things that I am getting, at some point, bang, it's going to happen. So those, ladies and gentlemen, are my 10 business checkpoints. Number 1, set big goals. Number 2, save, start, and structure. Number 3, brand, market yourself, and create the right message. Number 4, sell something. Number 5, do the math. Number 6, beat the sun up. Number 7, be committed and consistent. Number 8, pivot. You gotta pivot. You gotta pivot. You gotta pivot. You gotta pivot. Number 9, reach up. And number 10, rinse, repeat, and reinvest. So listen, for all of you that are watching me and you know this is the time of your life, this is the time of the year, this is a critical moment for you, and you have never made a substantial investment into yourself when it comes to business, when it comes to financial freedom, when it comes to literally putting you and your family in a position to live a millionaire life. First of all, I want you to know it's possible. I am living proof. And if you don't know my story, I'm not going to give you that spiel, but just know I come from the guttermost to the uttermost. I have literally come from hood figure to 7 figures. And that's just not a cliche that I'm using for my marketing campaigns. It's real life. But guess what? It took me making the committed decision to learn, which, by the way, everything that I've learned, I've had to self-learn, at least most of it. And it wasn't until I was able to create a level of financial success that I was able to get in certain rooms that I knew was going to require a whole lot of money to get in those rooms. And I'm not ashamed to say it, because sometimes you got to pay to play. Sometimes you got to pay for proximity. If you want to go to the Super Bowl, if you want to go to the NBA championship, if you want to go to some concert or to some big event where you see your favorite celebrity or your favorite influencer or person, guess what's going to have to happen? You going to pay to sit on the floor. You going to pay to sit at the 50-yard line. You going to pay to sit in the suites or whatever, and you pay to play. So if you are ready to start your millionaire journey, I want you to text the word millionaire. Text this word right there, millionaire, to 404-478-7213. Text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. Now, what are you going to get when you join this Millionaire Blueprint program? Here's what you're going to get. You're going to get 24-hour a day, 7-day a week, on-demand, interactive access to hundreds of training videos and tutorials to teach you how to start and structure your holding company, how to file and form your entities, whether you have divisions and subsidiaries that you want to file and form with your holding company. You're gonna have training videos and tutorials on how to go through the entire process yourself. This is like a do-it-yourself tutorial that we walk you through on how to start and structure your own holding companies, divisions, and subsidiaries. You're gonna also get access to our financial literacy program. We have a course on the ABCs of financial literacy. We teach you about the A of accounting, B, balance sheets, C, creative cash flow strategies. We show you strategies that you can use to increase your income by 30% within 30 days. These are strategies that you can use as a W-2 employee. You can use them as a 1099. You can use them as an EIN business owner, or you could be all of the above and still utilize them. We teach you a lot about creative tax strategies to minimize your taxes and maximize your deductions. We have an entire workshop in here that we walk you for about 2 hours through the process of configuring your own QuickBooks account, because you're gonna have to know that aspect of accounting. We also have an entire real estate investing course in this program. We teach you about residential and commercial real estate investing. We show you my 5-point process for analyzing real estate deals. It's simple. It's real estate made simple. And it will be something that you're going to need in your back pocket as you start making money. As I mentioned earlier, we have an entire sales course to show you the 5-step sales process. We have a template for a script. We show you how to build your script, how to use it so that you can start making sales. We also have a workshop in here on marketing. We have masterminds in here. We have videos on goal setting, scheduling, pricing products and services. We have hundreds of training videos to show you how to become a millionaire. It's my personal playbook. It's what I have used and continue to use to create the life that I have created up to this point. And I want you to have access to it. When you text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213, here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna reach back out to you and we're going to set you up on our program. Once we process your payment, you're gonna get immediate access to this blueprint. You're gonna get onboarded immediately and you can start your training today. But when we reach back out to you, I want you to ask us about, or we will talk to you about, our upcoming Millionaire Mentorship Program. Maybe that's something you would like to move up to when we launch it at the beginning of the year, or maybe you would like to be a part of our Millionaire Mentorship Program beginning today. So we'll talk to you about that. We'll also share some information with you about our certification program and our licensing program. So if you are a coach, a consultant, or a trainer, and you know you want to get into the coaching business, you want to be a consultant, you want to be a trainer, a speaker, a leader, an influencer, but you just don't know how to build your business around that. Well, our certification and licensing program is designed to train you on how to do it. I'm actually showing you the RP way of coaching and consulting. So we're going to be taking you through a training process for the systems and the processes that we use. There's a certain system and process we use to consult and to coach our clients. We're going to show you that. Now, if you are a licensee, guess what? You not only get the training to become certified as a coach, consultant, and trainer, but you're going to have access as a licensee to all of our curriculum, all of our materials. And I guarantee you, just with this one product alone, you will double, triple, quadruple, multiply your income as a licensee. Because the truth is, those who become licensees with me are really becoming business partners. And I'm going to be committed to help you scale your business so that your success will be my success, and we'll be able to share those success stories together. So text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. I appreciate all of you for continuing to support the Ramon Preston Show. Thank all of you for your questions, for your feedback, for your engagement. It means the world to us. And I want you to join me tonight at 7:30 p.m. If you have people in your life who you know are interested in becoming millionaires, they are interested in getting around millionaires, they're interested in building millionaire lifestyles and businesses and ecosystems, because they have so many people they want to help, so many people they want to bless. I want you to invite them to join you tonight at 7:30 p.m. We're going to be doing a live Q&A. I'm going to be answering a lot of questions about holding companies, about creative tax strategies, about real estate investing, about family legacy wealth building, about sales and marketing, about our Millionaire Blueprint. And I'm going to be sharing a lot of information with you so you can take the final few days of this year and really put yourself in the best position possible to succeed in 2022. I love y'all. Text the word millionaire to the number. You see it in the comments, in the description. I look forward to speaking with you. I look forward to celebrating you as you become the next Blueprint millionaire. Love y'all.